babe. You know what it is. Babe, I'ma make it my duty to embrace my natural beauty. What's up? All this inner outer confidence, manifested all of my accomplishments. Babe.
Hey y'all, so welcome back to my channel. I hope you all have been staying safe. It's crazy right now, but I hope you all are safe and feeling well, in a good space mentally. All of that, all of those positive vibes. Thank you again for tuning in. Today, this video has been coming for a minute, but today we're basically just going to be talking about how to know when you should leave the relationship that you are in. Often it is like, I love him, I don't want to leave, or I can't leave. I'm just gonna be kind of talking about how to know when you're in a toxic relationship, right? So first off, it definitely starts as them doing things for you, you being like, oh my gosh, I've never had anybody care so much. But along the line, when you're in a toxic relationship, you literally start to see things change. You start to see things escalate. So it's just really important to pay attention. So, and this is from experience, right? So what I'm telling you is literally things that I noticed in my past relationship. And of course, like, I stayed longer than I should have stayed. So it starts off, they're doing things, they're showing like they can provide the emotional stability, all of that. In the beginning, it's all great. Honeymoon phase is real. Once you get a little bit more into the relationship, the way that they operate starts to switch up, right? So let's say, for example, you've been dating for some time, you've already said the I love yous, case point. Now, I know it takes a lot of us a lot of time to open up, to be vulnerable. So once you say I love you, that is your most vulnerable state. That's when you start to confide the most, all of that, because you're realizing, oh, I'm in love with this person. You all start to talk about maybe certain things that you haven't confided anybody about. You start, giving more, whether that be emotionally, financially, materialistically, whatever the case may be, physically for some. And they become very accustomed to you being giving, to you being very much loving. You see them literally emotionally just not present, right? But they're still taking and taking and taking. And they're not giving you anything back. They're not giving you positive energy back. They're not, supporting you. They're not showing you that you are very much valuable in this relationship. And they start treating you as though in the future you'll be disposable. So let's set the example, like, for once, you're like, no, I don't want to do it. Which you have every right to say you don't want to do it, right? I talked about this in how to know, if you're in a toxic friendship. It should never be a problem that you say no. We can all say it. If we don't want to do something, it should be established. Listen, you know what? I don't want to do that today. That's not where I'm at today. I'm not feeling it. In a toxic relationship, they flip it as though you have to do it. Oh, I thought you said you love me. So it automatically becomes a fault of yours that you said no. And then this is where the emotional turmoil And honestly, the emotional abuse begins, right? Because they're so used to having things the way they want things. So if you're just not willing to give of that anymore, or you they feel you disconnect from how you were initially, it becomes more arguing, right? And it's at this point like picking fights. It's not an argument that's valid, but they're quick to use what you've told them against you as a way to make you feel as though you're not enough. Huge red flag going up. Huge red flag going up. And then you're sitting there like, wow, like it wasn't even that serious. Like I just didn't want to do it. Like I don't know like how things escalated so quick. Now in a toxic relationship, when you feel the need to put somebody else's desires ahead of your own out of the fear of the repercussions, right? You should never feel like that in any friendship, relationship, whatever. Never should feel like that. And for me anyways, I definitely I had gotten used to that way of thinking, like, oh, I can't disappoint him, I can't make him mad, you know, I have to do this because if not, this is gonna kind of happen. You know, you're under that mindset. And one thing I will say, never allow outside sources or anything like that to kind of make you question what it is that you've done when you know you literally haven't done anything for it to get to the point that it's at, or for that person you're in a relationship to act how they're acting, because none of the behavior is justified. Next red flag, when things go from, so they've already jumped from honeymoon to emotionally toxic, right? Now there is a fine line, and it gets crossed so quick, so easily, that you don't even think that it could happen. That line between the emotional abuse, the physical abuse is not that far off. Like y'all could be having an argument and it run from 0 to 100 real quick. And I don't care what people say, if somebody loves you, they will never put their hands on you. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a personal example. Okay, told y'all gonna get to know me more. That's what those videos, y'all gonna get to know me more. Just because it's something serious and something that I wanted to talk about and I want to share with you guys. Just know, just to know, be aware. I'm dating this person. I'm in my sublease. He blowing up my phone. Literally blowing up my phone. Talk about some, oh, like, where you at? You can't give me an Uber. Why can't you give me an Uber? What you mean? I'm gonna need an Uber later. Why would I? No. And so he's like, bet, that's cool. And I was hanging out with someone I was friends with at the time. And, you know, we were like going just to like have like a little girls' night or whatever. Dude pops up, literally pops up, standing outside. He's like, oh, I just want to see if you would do it. Like that whole testing loyalty is what they call it, right? But it's just toxic. They're like, oh, I was just testing you, seeing if you was gonna do it. Clearly you was gonna do it. You was just worried about you, blah, 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 blah. Yapping at the mouth. And he's just like, you know what? You lucky I ain't gonna use this knife, blah, blah, blah. Like, literally talk about something. You lucky I'm not gonna use this knife on you. You lucky we in public. Now I see this and this and this, and why men did this and this and this to you. Ladies, don't ever, and it's so hard to say, but just when stuff like that happens, don't ever stand there and allow somebody to talk to you like that, or allow somebody to threaten to end your life like that. But no. And I had people like really like trying to defend him. So he like, man, give me the keys, give me the keys. I'm like, to my spot, no. He's like, bro, give me these keys right now. Like, I'm like, wow. And it started to show his true colors and how violent that he could be and his intentions. And after that, it was just like not the same. I didn't trust him. I kept looking over my shoulder. Like, you should never have to feel unsafe in your own body. As soon as somebody violates your personal space, it's no longer, it doesn't feel like it's yours. It doesn't feel like it's you. You don't feel like you. So then after that happened, I'm still with this reckless man. I definitely found myself, you know, getting a little depressed, getting kind of out of my mind. I just don't feel at peace at all. And so every time that I was around him, I just felt like, okay, I can't do certain things at a certain point. I was like, literally all I can do is like sit here and be quiet. And I just found myself being like timid again. And then at a certain point, you know what, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not gonna do this anymore. And as soon as I said that, when I tell you I've never received so many messages in my phone, so many calls, like all that stuff, calls, FaceTime calls, a bunch of like texts threatening me, threatening like my well-being, you know, like my physical being, all that stuff. And this went on for like a good 24 hours. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna entertain it. I'm gonna just press this block button and that's what it is, and no more, because I can't. Like, you've done enough damage. I'm definitely not about to put myself in this situation again. So just listen to yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Don't think, oh, am I leaving too soon? No, maybe they'll change. Maybe this won't be like this for a long time. No, they're stuck in their ways. They're not going to change. And that's just what it is. And definitely don't feel like you have to wait around for somebody to. Don't waste your time. But yeah, so that was just a little video and kind of like a little story time for you guys. It's a really sensitive topic, but I felt like I wanted to let y'all know what it is. So thank you for watching, and as always, peace and love until next time. And ever if y'all need to talk, I will link all my social media down below, and feel free to DM me and all that, and we can talk. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye y'all.